Hello and welcome to my book nook where I talk about all things stories. In my last vlog, I had mentioned that you were going to see, I think I had mentioned it was specifically going to be my unhaul video before the final week vlog of my readathon. Well, I'm a liar because that didn't happen. The unhaul video is filmed and it's on my external hard drive. I just need to edit it. I didn't have time to do that because of the reason why the end of the readathon vlog was going to be late, and that was because I mentioned that I had a wedding, like a family wedding at the end of the month that was going to take up a lot of time. What I didn't mention is that that wedding was taking place in Europe and I live in the US, so I flew. I journeyed. We went to Italy for the wedding and then we went to Paris to go to Disney. I just got, see, Disney Paris. I got a new Disney jersey. I am obsessed with these. I think this is like my 5th or 6th one. I don't know what it is about these, but I absolutely love them. They are so comfortable. And this Stitch like Christmas one, it was too cute. I couldn't pass it up. Yes, I will absolutely be wearing this even in like February or March, like way past Christmas, because I love Stitch. 2, I got it in Disney. And 3, I don't care because I absolutely love these and will wear these as long as humanly possible given the environment that I live in. Because right now, is this cold enough to wear this? Absolutely not. I am wearing shorts. There's a chance I will be changing out of this today. I just was really excited and I wanted to wear it. But anyways, while we were there, I did not film a single thing. Not at all. I thought I was like gonna be able to vlog something. Nope, nothing. So, editing Lex, if there are any pictures or videos that do not feature my kiddo or nieces or nephews, feel free to drop them in now. And then cool, those either happened or they didn't happen. But what we're going to do is we're going to wrap up my readathon because there was a little bit of unfinished business that I realized when I was editing the 4th one. I just forgot to do it and I wasn't gonna go back and film it in, so I figured I'd put it in the week vlog / end of the wrap up vlog. So we're gonna do that. I'm going to quickly go over all of the books that I bought, and we're also going to do my TBR Mancala for November. Yes, that is a lot in one video, so we're gonna just rapidly go through this as much as humanly possible. Like I said, we have a little bit of housekeeping to do to wrap up my vlog. I would usually, the way I want to structure these videos is eventually have like a monthly ins and outs wrap up kind of video talking about all the books that I read, the books that I brought in, the books that I unhauled, talk about my reading, all that. Just kind of in one wrap up, like a monthly wrap up video. And we're not doing that because I have too much going on and we're already a little bit into November, so I'm just trying to get this video out and whatnot. But to finish up my readathon, because I gotta tell you guys how I did. So in my last vlog, I had mentioned that I had finished reading the Hybe manga, the Dark Moon, I think it's called Dark Moon, the Blood Altar. Finished reading that. The problem is I didn't recruit anybody when I finished reading that. So, Hisung, I hope I am pronouncing his name right. I am very new into Hype and haven't really even delved into them too much. I just kind of I know who all the members are, and I've heard like 1 or 2 of their songs. But Hisung, he's kind of like a leader figure, even though he's not the leader of Hype, and he's kind of like the leader in like his character that is he represents Healy or Healy. He is kind of like the leader of their group and whatnot, and so because he very much has kind of like a leadership type role, I am using that to officially recruit Bang Chen for my readathon. So I have Bang Chen. I'm so happy. I love Bang Chen. I was hoping to read Mate, but I didn't get to it, which is why I'm using this one to recruit Bang Chen. And then for that, because I recruited him, I unfortunately, spoiler, did not finish any other books. So while I was in Europe and whatnot, I just did not really want to read my books. I read fanfic, just, you know, my standard fanfic that I typically read that I don't talk about. Yeah, I read that because I just wanted something light and that I could just like come in and out of and not worry about too much. And like if I miss something, it's really not the end of the world because it's just fan fiction, and I'm not talking about it, so I don't have to like be able to like pay attention enough to recap and all that. And so as a result, I did not read a different book for each person, because that was like my stretch goal, was to read a different book per person in order to recruit them. I didn't. However, if you had remembered from my vlog, I had gotten bingo. So I had gotten, which way is it? This bingo here. So that's 1 bingo, 2 bingos, 3 bingos. So just for that, I have 3 recruitments. I did have the read a book by a Korean author, but I did kind of already use that one, or the main character. I used one of those. I still have another one left, but either way, that would have been 4. But just from the 3 bingos, that would allow me to recruit 3 people, which would cover for the last 3 people, which is Changbin, Hyunjin, and Sunmin. I have those down that I don't have solo books for them, so I will be recruiting, if they're not already up here, I will be recruiting those 3 men as well to officially wrap up the readathon. I have officially recruited all of Stray Kids to my Book Nook Entertainment company for this readathon. That is important because we will be having future rounds, and obviously who you recruit does affect future rounds to some degree, but also not really. You can have fun. This is all just for fun anyways. But yes, I'm very excited with the progress that I made, the readathon that I had fun, and also seeing other people's responses. So let me know in the comments below, did you participate in the readathon? If so, what books did you read? How did you do? Did you like it? Was there critiques and whatnot? I will say, I kind of teased this in one of the videos, but I don't think officially said it, but I will be changing for sure one of the prompts on the bingo board, and that is learn the lyrics to a new to you K-pop song. I'm just going to change it to learn the lyrics to a K-pop song, because, like, for example, you could be a stay, absolutely love Stray Kids, listen to their music all the time, and still not know the actual Korean words. You may think you know, but not actually. I think a lot of people refer to it as like stay language, like you have English, Korean, and then you have like stay language. So I have realized, like, as an American who only speaks English, but wants to learn Korean, right? I have the challenge of learning a new language, right? Which is great, and I love the challenge. However, I also then have the challenge of learning the lyrics to a rap song. I don't listen to rap in my day-to-day life. I just, for some reason, if it's in K-pop, I'm cool. If it's in English, part of it is because it is so fast, my ears can't comprehend it. I have to like read the lyrics or have something like, or watch like a breakdown video, in order to understand the lyrics. My husband does not know how this is possible, and I need to know, like, if anybody else is like me. I somehow have this talent where I can learn the lyrics to a song and not process what the words are. I know what the words are and I'm singing the correct words, but like I don't actually process them. So when I'm singing, there have been times where I'm like, oh wait, that's what that means, and I've been singing this song for like a decade. Yeah, it's a weird bad talent, skill, habit, whatever you want to call it, that I have. So I just realized learning, like, it's hard enough for me to learn the lyrics to a K-pop song. I still have not technically done it. I think with the exception of In Your Fantasy, I think that's the problem. That song is entirely in English, and I still am not 100% certain I know every single word. I think I do, but I'm not 100% positive. And that's just the English song. Then I have to learn, like, and so yeah, we're changing that a little bit. So anyways, any feedback, I would love to hear it. But that is going to wrap up this part. I'm going to stop this clip, and we're going to then go through all of the books that I acquired in the month, speed run that, then we're gonna do TBR Mancala, so we can get this video wrapped up and going. Okay, so we're doing this whole part in 2 parts. So the first part are all of the books that I pre-ordered or bought beforehand, and then 1 book that I bought at a local library, or not local library, a local bookstore here like a week or so before I left. You've seen some of these, so we'll talk about those really quick. So The Things Gods Break, you have seen this previously in one of my vlogs. This is the sequel to The Games Gods Play. I pre-ordered this like last year. Absolutely stunning thing. I filmed a clip of me reacting to unboxing this. Absolutely still love this book. So this is a spoiler for later, but this, I realized while reading this is I want to reread the first book before I go into this in order to give this book the best chance of me enjoying it. So the first book to this is on my TBR Mancala list of possibilities because I want to read that before I go back and read this. But so far what I read from it, I did enjoy it. I just know that I will enjoy it more if I go back and read the original, or the first one. So that is that one. And then you saw me, I hold Mate by Ali Hazelwood. This is kind of like the sequel spinoff. of a standalone series to Bride. So this is the second one. Absolutely love Ali Hazelwood. I love Bride. So I knew when I saw that Mate was coming out, I pre-ordered this one as well. So very excited about this one. And then I also pre-ordered The Defender by Anna Wong. This is the kind of like, again, sequel to a standalone to The Striker. I am actually currently reading that. So spoiler, that's on my TBR Mancala because I started reading the first one. I told you that the first one was in my, like on my TBR last month, I believe anyway. So it was something I was going to read. Started that. This book is also shorter, which I am so thankful for. This one is like 440 pages. The Striker, I think, is like 500 or 600 pages. It's massive, but we have this one. Same pretty, you know, the foiling on the front and then character art in the opening. So we have that one. And then the book that I bought at the local bookshop is Little Women by Louise May Alcott. I have this Paper Mills Press like edition of this book. This is what I picked up. You can see just super pretty edition of this. I have the, what do I have in this one? I have The Secret Garden in this edition and Frankenstein, which is over there, I see. Oh, and The Great Gatsby. Yeah, I'm looking at that one. The Great Gatsby is also. So I have those 4 books in this edition. I collect these and then also the kind of like the same like faux suede leather kind of material. I also have those for the Barnes & Noble's books. But these are specifically the Paper Mills Press editions. So I got to this one partly because I had thrifted a copy of Little Men, I think from the 80s. It's on my bookshelf. You'll see it in a future video. Like a month or so, I think maybe a month or 2 prior. And so this is obviously kind of like the first book to it. Will I end up ever reading this? Probably not in this edition. Will I ever read it in general? If I did, it would be considered a reread because I read a ton of classics in like middle school and whatnot. So part of this is just a collector piece for me. But I will probably eventually go back to reread it. But that's what I'm saying. So like I said, we went to Italy and Paris and we got these bookmarks from Italy from our brother, or my brother-in-law, so my husband's brother and his new wife. They've been together like for 10 years. To me, she's been my sister-in-law. But yeah, they gave everybody, they made these like cute little bags and whatnot, and these bookmarks were in it, which were so cute. And so I'm so happy to be adding these to my collection. So excited. But I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd. I knew that it was going to be going on this trip, and I've known, and I kind of hinted at it when I said I might have 10 books coming in. That was including pre-orders, and I had made it that I wanted to buy special edition, like I wanted to buy books in the different airports, or at least in the different countries that I was going to be visiting on this trip, as like collector pieces / souvenirs. So the first European like airport that we hit up was Amsterdam. We had a layover in Amsterdam. First off, this copy is a little beat up, the dust jacket, because it's been through a lot to get here. Totally my fault. So yeah, you can see the edges or whatever. But this edition is Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. I love the Four Wing series, whatnot, right? I have the 3, they're up there. But this is a Dutch version of the 3rd one. So different sprayed edges as well, which is super cool. And you know, obviously you can see like the writing and whatnot. This is the Dutch title, I believe. So obviously, which is cool that it has the English and whatnot, but it is in Dutch. Like it is not in English. It is in Dutch. It doesn't have, like, it's just got the map for like the end pages, but like, look at the naked hardback. This is stunning. This was just at the airport. This wasn't even at like the big bookstore in the airport either. This was just like a smaller one, but I saw books in there and I was like, let's go look and see if they have them in there before, because I didn't know where the big bookstore was. And I saw this immediately, was like, yes, please. So yeah, it's a little beat up, but you know what? That just adds to the charm, because trying to shove it in our backpacks, like traveling with our toddler as we're going through. And yeah, I'm so excited I have this copy. But yeah, so I now have a copy of the Dutch edition of Onyx Storm. It's so pretty. I'm so happy for it. And then from Amsterdam, we went to Italy. And I got this when we were leaving Italy. So when we were going to go to Paris. And that is a copy of Mate by Ellie Hazelwood. Yes. So I have 2 editions that came in this book, which is, ooh, that's actually kind of cool to see the color, slight color difference in the greens. I didn't notice that one. I knew like it was basically the same color, but that's actually cool. But this is the Italian version, which I thought this was so funny. It's got a pepper spice right in it. I have never seen that on a physical book before, so that was super cool. There's nothing special about the printing of this book, like in terms of like the actual book itself. Like it's just a super basic, which is cool, like that they have that on there, because I don't think I also wasn't planning on buying a hardback book. That's like, all these are hardbacks. I didn't plan on that. That's just what happened. But yes, you can see it is in Italian. It is not in English. So yes, I have an Italian version of Mate by Ali Hazelwood. I'm so excited. I know I haven't read it yet, but again, part of it is collector and part of it is just, you know, a souvenir and whatnot. So I'm excited. I love Ali Hazelwood. Like, even if I don't end up like absolutely falling in this like head over heels for this book, this is a book that I will absolutely always be keeping, because again, it's a souvenir. So I have that. Then I have 5 books from Paris. I bought all of these in Disney, actually, and I'm so happy I did, because there were definitely not any in the Paris airport that I had seen. So I'm very happy that I found these, but these make me so stupidly happy. So I have these 5 books of these like illustrated editions of the stories. They are in French. Look at this one, The Nightmare Before Christmas. Absolutely stunning. I love all things spooky and Halloween. I love, like, The Nightmare Before Christmas is like one of my favorite movies. Absolutely love it. So I had to get this. This is just like a bonus whatnot. The real big souvenir, which is like when one of my other brother-in-laws like mentioned it, because I told them about how I was buying the books of souvenirs. He had mentioned this one, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you're so right. And that is Beauty and the Beast, because Beauty and the Beast is like, if you, obviously, I love Disney, right? But Beauty and the Beast is set in France. And so how cool would it be to buy an edition of the story of Beauty and the Beast in French while in France? And so I found it. And yeah, so I have this beautiful little edition of Beauty and the Beast in French that I bought in France. And it's got illustrations and whatnot. And so I just absolutely love it. But yes, so I had the Beauty and the Beast version, and I have the Nightmare Before Christmas. These ones were for me. These were my little souvenirs that I had bought and whatnot. And then my daughter also loves books. And so we bought some toys and clothes and whatnot for now, but we also wanted to get her some souvenirs for things when she's older. And one of those were these 3 books. Granted, she's probably never going to be able to read them, but she likes looking at the pictures. And also, these are just a cool souvenir for her to be able to have. And they're based off of, you know, they're her favorite books now as a kid from when she went. So we have Lilo and Stitch. So super cute. She absolutely is obsessed with Stitch. We didn't get to meet Stitch in the parks, but that's okay. So yes, we have Lilo and Stitch. And then we have Frozen, which is cool, like the Frozen title and whatnot. So we have Frozen. And then we have Moana, because Moana is her favorite princess. She absolutely loves Moana. So those are all of the books that I bought as souvenirs, and also just in the month and whatnot. I am so happy. For all of the books that I have unhauled this month, I have a full video coming. It's massive. I have a giant box, like literally the box, like I can't even fit it in frame, like with my arms, like how big this box is, for books that I am getting rid of and unhauling. But so that video will be coming soon, probably in the next video that you guys will see. But yeah, these are all the books that I bought. I am super happy. With that being said, I'm going to just throw them up on my bookshelves, because another video you'll be seeing soon is my bookshelves are in desperate need of cleaning and rearranging. So that is on my list for things to do this week. So I will take you guys along for that journey. But I'm gonna pause this really quick, and I will see you guys in just 1 second. For those of you who do not know, I play Mancala as a way to figure out my TBR, and if you watched a previous video, you will notice things have changed. There are the actual like pieces that came in this. It's in the box that it lives in. I don't play with those. I did previously create clay little books. However, those are fragile, and those were my first times making them. They kind of break apart and whatnot. Bea Louise, did you really just find a bean on the floor and have to eat it? Go somewhere. Hello, thank you. Hi, ma'am. Go lay down. Go lay down. I know you missed me. Please go lay down. But I have a thing about flamingos and whatnot, and one of my besties sent me a pack of like 150 or something, and they fit perfectly in the TBR thing. So I have upgraded. So we now have, it's TBR Flamingo Mancala. But I did go through and number 9 of these little guys, 1 through 9. You'll see, I will just put them here for now. And just to show you guys that I am not cheating, have not played the game yet and whatnot, I do have my list of potential books and whatnot. So I will go through, and hopefully the sound isn't too bad. I'm just going to mix these all right here as I go through and set this up. But what I do is I go through and play TBR Mancala, and this side is mine, this side is the house. Whoever wins, I take all of the pieces out of their little well, and if there are any numbered, that corresponds to a book that I'm going to be hopefully reading that month. We have the 9, and then each side, me and the house, also have books that I may potentially be reading, and these are all books that like I want to read, or I'm telling myself to read for one reason or another. So did I miscount? Oh, I did. There we go. So cool. I have my little flamingos. I am now going to speed run this as I go through and play my game. All right, cool. It doesn't matter for that one, just because I've cleared this side, which is for the house. So the house one, again, I am really bad at this game, apparently. So we'll gather all of these pieces. I definitely made a mistake in there at some point, and I hoped I had corrected it, but we definitely don't know. So let me go through and look at all the little flamingos and gather my numbered pieces. All right, so I have 5 numbered flamingos for the house. So that is 6 books that I need to grab. So I will go grab those books, and then I will show you the corresponding book to the corresponding flamingo. So I have quite a few books, and they're a little large, and also very unintentional for what I selected. Definitely also wrote one of the titles wrong, but that's okay. It ended up not being selected, so don't look at it too close. But first off, where did it go? We're gonna go in order of going from smallest number to lowest. So we'll just go this way. So first off, I grabbed flamingo number 1, and for that one, I had selected all the way down here at the bottom, of course. The Sign of 4. That is the second book in the Sherlock Holmes universe that I have to read. So I read the first one, which is A Study in Scarlet. Now I'm up to The Sign of 4. This is my bind up of all of the books. I am not reading from this edition. I'm reading from my Kindle. I could in theory read from this, but I have just like broken it up into stories, like each book is its own thing, instead of like I have to read this whole thing. It's like, no, this is multiple books, you just read one at a time. So The Sign of the 4, that's in my thing by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. If you don't know what Sherlock Holmes is, hello, welcome to the internet. Also, welcome to the book side of the world. Welcome just to the world in general, because how does anybody not know what Sherlock Holmes is about? But he's basically a detective. It's a detective story written forever ago. Does this have 1905? I think is when the first one was created, if this is correct. Nope. Certain stories in this volume were copyrighted by Harper and Brothers in 1892. Okay. Yes, so I think the first one was 1892. So either way, over 100 years old is the first one. So either way, I've got book 2 and the Sherlock Holmes things, which Robert from, I think his channel is The Story Detective. He's probably going to be happy to hear that I'm finally continuing my read of Sherlock Holmes, because that's how he had found my channel. Back when I originally created it, as I was going to do a Sherlock September or something like that, and my intent was to read all of them. Didn't end up happening, but so I know he likes Sherlock Holmes, and so he's probably interested to hear my thoughts on that. But the next number I have after that is number 4. So look, Flamingo number 4, and that corresponded with Sword Heart by, T. Kingfisher. I don't really remember much about what this is. Honestly, gotta look into it, but it is a fantasy if I remember correctly. I don't think it's a romantasy, I just think it's fantasy, but I could be wrong. I have heard amazing things about T. Kingfisher's work. I want to read them. I have this cool, pretty edition that I bought at Target, I think, earlier this year. So that is on my list, and it's just like, this feels like an autumnal book. I could be completely wrong, but just the cover kind of gives me fall-ish vibes and whatnot. So that is on my list as well. Then we had Flamingo number 5. Can you see that? Yeah, there you go. Flamingo number 5, and that corresponded with The Spell Shop by Sarah Bester. This is a cozy fantasy. I don't remember if there's any romance in there. I think possibly, but it is a cozy fantasy. And I have a book by her pre-ordered for sometime in March, I think March or April. So I want to make sure, I want to read this first and make sure that I vibe with her writing and the way she tells stories, and also just how she tells cozy fantasies, because I'm very particular about my cozy fantasies and whatnot, but I've heard amazing things about her books, and they're also just absolutely stunning. This would be a great book to read in the spring. But the TBR Mancala gods have decided that I'm going to be potentially reading it this month. That's the thing that was with these readathons or these TBRs, is they may not happen. The goal is to at least read them, and at the very least it leaves me accountable, and I create a list of the books that I did or did not read, and just kind of lets me keep track of how long I've read some of them. But anyways, next up we have Flamingo number 6. So we had 4, 5, 6. So number 6 corresponded back with The Graham Effect by L. Kennedy. This is the spin-off series to Briar U. Yes, Briar U, I believe, which followed Hannah and Graham and Logan and Grace and Dean and Allie. Why am I forgetting the last? Sabrina and, is it Tuck? Oh, I am so mad at myself for blanking on the fourth couple. But yeah. Anyways, this is the next generation. So this is following their kids. So this book is following Graham and Hannah's daughter, or one of them. So this is their book, and this is a special edition that I got from, is it the Bookish spot? The Bookish shop, I think. Yeah, the Bookish box. So you can see. Ooh, I didn't know that it was signed. Listen, I mean, I think it's a digital signature, but either way, I'm excited. I have a signed book. I didn't realize. But yeah, the Bookish box. So they have a physical location in my state, and so I was able to go to that, and they had extra editions of these that didn't sell in their box that they were selling physically, and so I grabbed one. This is the reversible dust jacket because I personally preferred the cartoon character, and the that versus the plain. There's nothing wrong with this. I like this one. So yes. But yes, I'm so excited about this. They are hockey romances. I absolutely loved the original series, and I'm excited to jump into the next one. So this I will absolutely be able to read, because I know I can get this digitally, as well as reading it physically. I don't think I'm going to read it physically because that book is absolutely stunning and I want to be careful with it, but that's okay. And then the last Flamingo that I had was Flamingo number 8, and that one is for Love Light Farms by B.K. Borison. I'm holding up. This is the sequel, again, to a spinoff. This is In the Weeds. This is kind of her spring one. So there's 4 of the books and they each follow different seasons. So Love Light Farms is the winter one. That's book 1. Then this one, In the Weeds. And then you have books 3 and 4. Let's see. Do you have... Mixed Signals is the summer one. And then I don't know what the fall one is because that was not published at this time. So it's not in here. But yes, I wanted to read this one. I believe this one you meet characters, or it's set in the same setting as the first one, so you don't have to read it, but you get more out of it. So I want to read the first one so that way I can get to this one because I own it. But my library, I requested a copy of Love Light Farms, so that is being delivered honestly probably within the next day or 2. I am first in line for that one. I know it's going to be here by the end of the month, so I'm going to be reading that one. So this is just kind of the filler for it. Here's the actual cover. But yes, that is for my last little Flamingo. And then because the house one, so if I had one, I was going to mark as The Striker by Anna Wong, because I'm currently reading that. That's how I do it, is whatever book I'm currently reading, I mark it for me. So like, because I'm already reading it, so it gives me a little win-win. But I did not win. The house won. So we have The Games Gods Play by Abigail Owen. That is, I had mentioned this earlier in this video. This is the first book in the series. The second one is The Things Gods Break. I wanted to reread this before I read that one, so it works out. Like, I'm not mad at it that it popped up. I probably may not have chosen this now, but I'm excited to read it. I am changing the way I'm reading my books and whatnot. I have a whole video coming about that, but yes, this book, I'm going to be rereading this, hopefully, this month. But yeah, that's a lot of large books that I have to be reading. I don't know how well my reading is going to go, but we will see. I'm very excited for all of these books. Now that I've culled my shelves and whatnot, they look like an absolute disaster. You can see the like book piles like falling down and whatnot, and that's just because I've gotten rid of so many books, so that the way they were previously stored and held up and whatnot, they just don't have enough books now to hold themselves. So I need to rearrange and whatnot. But I'm so excited about all these books. I'm excited about the books that I acquired. I'm excited about my readathon. It was a great reading month for me, and I am excited to see what happens now that we are going into the end of the year. I have plans for all of my reading and whatnot, and I have multiple videos planned. I just need to get them filmed and edited and uploaded and all that. But yeah, that is it for this video, you guys. If you liked it, be sure to give it a thumbs up if you want. If you don't, that's cool too. But that is it for this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!